Welcome back to our channel. Again, this is Sir James, and today's lesson or today's video lesson, I am going to discuss about factoring the sum and difference of two cubes. Okay, so without further ado, let's have some examples. Okay, but before that, let's have this one in factored form of the sum or difference of two cubes. So we have, kapag ang given natin ay a raised to 3 plus b cubed, ang gagamitin natin na form ay yung quantity a plus b, quantity a squared minus ab plus b squared. So tandaan po yan. And then for our second one, we have the difference of two cubes. So kapag minus yung nakita nyong given, ang gagamitin natin na form or for the factored form, we have quantity a minus b times a squared plus a times b plus b squared. So ito yung dalawang form na gagamitin natin for factoring sum and difference of two cubes. Okay, so let's have our first example. So this is our first example. We're going to find the factor of this. So this is a sum of two cubes. You have 27x cubed plus 8. So as you can see, the operation being used is plus or addition. So therefore, the factored form that we're going to use is the first one. You have a cubed plus b cubed equals quantity a plus b, quantity a squared minus ab plus b squared. Okay, so our first step is to identify our a. So yung a natin is actually our first term, which is the 27x cubed. So ang gagawin natin is to take the cube root of 27x cubed. So first, take the cube root of 27. So ibig sabihin ng cube root, ito yung number na kapag tinimes mo sa sarili niya 3 beses, ang magiging sagot ay 27. So you have, so ang number na yun ay 3. Diba? Kapag tinimes mo yung 3 3 beses sa sarili niya, you have 3 times 3, that's 9. Then another 3, you have 27. Okay? So how about for x cubed? So cube root of x cubed is simply x. Okay? Because 3 divided by 3 is equal to 1, or simply x na lang po yung isusulat natin. Okay? So next, for our b is our second term. So yung second term natin is 8. So, ang gagawin naman natin, ganun din, take the cube root of 8. So, mag-iisip kayo ng number na kapag tinimes mo sa sarili niya 3 beses, ang magiging sagot ay 8. So, that is 2. Okay? So, you have now, our A will be 3x, and yung magiging B natin is positive 2. So, yung 3x at saka 2, yun yung gagamitin natin pang substitute dito sa ating factored form. Okay? Sige, so let's have now, we're now going to substitute our 3x and 2 dito sa ating form na to. And that we have now, this one. Okay? So itong a plus b, ito siya. Kasi yung a natin, yung a natin dito is 3x. So kaya sinulat natin siya dito as 3x. Okay? And then for our b, which is 2, so, ayan po yung ano natin. Okay? So, ito yung a plus b natin. So, magiging 3x plus 2. Next, dito naman tayo sa may a squared minus ab plus b squared. So, kapag sinubstitute mo yung a dito, which is 3x, ito na siya. You have now quantity 3x squared minus, okay, ayan, minus a times b. So, yung a ulit is 3x. Then, yung b natin ulit is positive 2. And then for our b squared, so ang b natin, remember, is 2. You have 2 squared. Okay? So after natin i-substitute all the values of our a and b sa ating factored form, so we can now, or pwede na natin siyang i-simplify, especially yung may exponent pa dito. So you have quantity 3x squared. Ang ibig sabihin nito ay dalawang 3x. And then, pwede na natin i-simplify ito. 3x times 2, you have 3 times 2, that is equal to 6, then copy x. Kaya magiging sagot natin ay 6x. And then, you have quantity 2 squared. So, ibig sabihin nito, dalawang 2. So, you have 2 times 2. Okay? So, kaya kapag sinimplify na natin ito, you have now our answer as quantity 3x plus 2. So, kinopya lang natin itong una. Okay? Next. Then, quantity. So, saan kinuha yung 9x squared? Dito. Sa pag-multiply natin ng 3x times 3x. So, 3 times 3, that is equal to 9. Then, x times x, that is equal to x squared. And then, copy lang yung 6x. Kung ano yung operation dito, i-bring down lang natin. Okay? And then, plus. So, bring down lang din. Then, multiply 2 times 2, that is equal to 4. So, therefore, ang factored form ng 27x cubed plus 8 ay quantity 3x plus 2 times 9x squared minus 6x plus 4. So, ito yung magiging final answer natin. Okay? Sige, so let's have a second example for you to understand better. Okay, so for example number 2, you have 64m raised to 3 plus 125n cubed. So again, ang operation dito o itong expression na to is the sum of 2 cubes. Sum kasi ang ginamit dito ay addition. So therefore, ang gagamitin natin ulit is yung first na factored form natin. Okay? Then, we're now going to identify our A. So, ang A natin is the first term. So, kukunin natin yung cube root ng 64m3. Now, ano yung number na kapag tinimes mo sa sarili niyan 3 beses, ang magiging sagot ay 64? The answer is 4. Diba? 4 times 4 times 4 is equal to 64. And then, for the cube root of m3, so, somehow kakancel na lang natin, di ba? Kasi 3 divided by 3 is 1 or simply m. Kaya i-attach na lang natin or itatabi natin dun sa cube root ng 64. Kaya ang cube root ng 64m cube ay 4m. Next, for our b, so ito po yung ating second term, which is 125n cube. So, kunin natin yung kanyang cube root. So, mag-iisip tayo ulit ng number na kapag tinimes natin 3 beses sa sarili niya, ang magiging sagot ay 125. Which is, yan, sobrang dali naman, you have 5. Diba? 5 times 5 is 25 times 5, that is equal to 125. And then, copy n. Kasi cube root ng n cube is simply n. So, yung 4n, yan na yung magiging a natin. And then yung 5n, yan naman po yung magiging b natin. Nagagamitin natin pang substitute dito sa a and b dito sa ating factored form. Now, pag sinubstitute na natin yung value ng a na 4m at saka b na 5n, ito na yung magiging kalalabasan niya. So, you have now quantity 4m plus 5n. So, ito yung a at saka b natin, no? Dito na parte. Okay, so how about dito sa loob? So, you have a squared. So, kapag sinubstitute natin, you have quantity 4m squared minus a, which is 4m ulit. Then, yung b natin dito, which is 5n, plus, substitute mo yung b natin dito, which is 5n. Ito na siya. So, you have quantity 5n squared. And then, ganun ulit, paulit-ulit lang po dito, no? So, ito i-simplify mo to, ang quantity 4m squared, ang ibig sabihin nun ay dalawang 4m. Then, multiply mo yung nasa middle term, so you have 20mn, diba? Kasi 4 times 5, that is 20. Then, m times n, so, pagsamahin lang. Next, quantity 5n squared. So, ang ibig sabihin din nito ay dalawang 5n. Okay, so after that, pwede natin siyang i-simplify. So, kopyahin lang ito. Kaya magiging simplified nito ay this one. So, you have to copy 4m plus 5n. So, ito siya. And then, multiply na natin ito. So, 4 times 4, that is 16. M times m, that is m squared. Okay? Next, bring down negative. Kasi di ba negative times positive is still negative. So, shortcut, bring down na lang natin. Okay, then copy 20mn. Next, positive to, so bring down na lang din natin. So 5 times 5, that is equal to 25. Then n times n, so you have n squared. No? So therefore, ang magiging final answer natin or final answer will be this one. Okay, so ito yung factored form niya. Okay, next, let's have example number. Okay, so let's have example number 3. That is to find the factor of c cube minus 8d cube. So this one is an example of difference of two cubes because the operation being used is subtraction. So therefore, the factored form that we're going to use is the second one, which is you have quantity a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. Okay, so same process. First, identify natin yung ating a, which is our first term. So you have c cube. So you have to find the cube root of c cube. So pag ganito lang, just cancel 3 and 3. So matitira na lang you have c. Next, find the cube root of our second term, which is our b. So you have the cube root of 8d cube. So again, ano yung number na kapag tinimes mo sa sarili niya 3 times, ang magiging sagot is 8. The answer is 2. And then for the cube root of d cube, so simply d. So therefore, ang a natin is c, and then yung b natin is 2d. So ito ulit yung gagamitin natin to substitute dito sa ating factored form. So again, this is our a and this is our b. Kapag sinubstitute na natin yung values ng a and b natin dito sa factored form na to, ito na yung magiging form niya. So you have now quantity c minus 2d kasi ito yung a natin and then this is our b. So ito yung a minus b. Next, quantity a squared. So you have c, this is our a, then plus AB, so you have C times 2D. Okay? And then, you have the last one, you have B squared. So, ang B natin is 2D, kaya ito siya. So, you have quantity 2D squared. And then, ganun pa rin yung gagawin natin. Simplify these parts. So, you have C squared is dalawang C. So, you have C times C. Next, C times 2D. So, you have may 1 yan, so 1 times 2, that is equal to 2, and then c times d is equal to cd. So or simply you have 2cd. And then for the last term, you have quantity 2d squared, so you have that as 2d times 2d. And then simplify now, so copy lang po itong part na ito, so you have c or quantity c minus 2d. Then simplify this one, you have c times c is c squared. And then bring down positive or plus, copy 2cd, and then bring down plus, then multiply this one. So you have 2 times 2 is 4, then d times d is d squared. Okay, so therefore, this is now our final answer. Okay, next, so let's have example number 4. So we have 216 minus r cube. So again, this is still a difference of 2 cubes. So ang gagamitin pa rin natin is yung pangalawa pa rin. So you have a minus b, quantity a squared plus ab plus b squared. So again, identify our a. So our a will be 216. So we need to take its cube root. So cube root ng 216. So ano yung number na kapag tinimes mo 3 beses sa sarili niya, ang magiging sagot ay 216. That is 6. Okay? And then for our b will be our second term, which is r cube. So kukunin natin yung cube root ng r cube. So cube root ng r cube ay r na lang, no? So you simply cancel this one, or yun nga, sabi ko kanina, 3 divided by 3 is 1, or simply r. Okay? So yung magiging a na natin is 6, then yung magiging b natin is r. Okay? So ito yung gagamitin natin pang substitute dito sa factored form natin. So kapag sinubstitute na natin yung a and b, so ito na yung magiging tsura niya. So you have now a is a minus b becomes now 6 minus r. And then yung nasa loob naman nito, a squared plus ab plus b squared. So pag sinubstitute na natin yung a, so you have now quantity 6 squared plus 6 times r plus r squared. Okay, and then simplify now these parts or these terms again. So ang ibig sabihin ng quantity 6 squared ay 6 times 6. Then this one, 6 times r, that is 6r. And then for r squared, that is r times r. No? So kapag pinag-multiply na natin ito lahat, pag sinimplify na, magiging sagot natin we have, okay, always copy this part kasi hindi na naman na natin siya sinimplify. We have 6 minus r, and then multiply na natin itong mga to. So you have 6 times 6 is 36, bring down plus, copy yung second term which is 6r, then multiply natin ulit ito. So you have 3 times 3, that is r squared. R times r, that is r squared. Therefore, ang factored form ng 216 minus r cubed is this one. Okay, so that is all about factoring sum and difference of two cubes. So just always remember our factored form for sum and difference. Okay, so I hope that you learned something for today's video lesson, especially in factoring sum and difference of two cubes. So just always, no, panoorin lang natin yung video lessons natin, pwedeng i-download para kahit offline ay pwedeng ulit-ulitin na panoorin para mas maintindihan. So again, thank you for watching.